Our Nation Sports Show. Tonight, we break down all of the action from Week 4 in the NFL. Kicking off Week 4 schedule on Thursday Night Football, the Detroit Lions went into Lambeau Field and they dominated the Green Bay Packers. Right now, the Lions have sole possession of the NFC North Division. On Sunday, for a second consecutive week, 2 overtime games took place. In the first game in Philadelphia, the Eagles survived the Commanders on a game-winning field goal by Jake Elliott. In Indianapolis, Matthew Stafford and the Rams walked off the Colts on LA's first possession in overtime with a game-winning touchdown drive. Denver gets their first victory of the regular season in Chicago against the Bears at home. Buffalo destroyed Tua Tagovailoa and the high-flying Dolphins offense by 28 points. Another blowout took place in Dallas as the Cowboys destroyed the Patriots 38-3. Mac Jones for New England had 3 turnovers, 2 of those turnovers going for touchdowns. On Sunday Night Football, the Chiefs beat the Jets in one of the most wildest, insane games of this year's season so far. Also tonight, it is Week 5 of our prediction battles. And tonight, we break down the blockbuster trade in the NBA that took place last week as Damian Lillard has been traded from the Portland Trail Blazers to the Milwaukee Bucks. Can Lillard finally claim the NBA championship that has eluded him his entire professional career so far? Only time will tell. It's showtime.
Turn me up. Turn me up. Turn me up. Turn me up.
From the good up to the court, talking all that is sport, breaking down the latest news, scores, and more. Welcome to our Nation Sports Show.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, that was so smooth, man. It was so good. Thank you, Steven, for that idea. That was awesome. Came out a lot smoother than I thought. That, I guess we'll start off with the "That's What She Said" joke. But enough of these games. By the way, Saw 10, very awesome. It is our Nation Sports Show. We are live once again, everybody. Happy Tuesday. You're joining us. We're glad to have you here. I am Ezra Vickery, of course, here with the crew for tonight. And we got a lot to talk about, man. A busy week in the world of sports. NFL, of course, NBA, some NBA news, including a major trade that had been rumored for a while that now has come to fruition. And also going to talk about one guy who's decided not to show up on Media Day and say his little, I'm not going to continue. But we'll talk about that in a little bit as well. But, of course, the ways you can interact with us, of course, is at Owen_Sports Show on Twitter, Facebook.com, Instagram.com/Our Nation Sports Show. Also, don't forget to like the Nation's Corner at The Nation's Corner on the YouTube and Nation's Corner across the socials. It is going to be great. It is going to be a great show this weekend, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. It is going to be a great show, of course, with our good friends, Front Row, Deb House, and Tony Justice, Mongrovi, and Mike. They're all going to be hosting the best show when it comes to pro wrestling talk. 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on Saturdays. So definitely check them out. Give them a like and a subscribe and a share because They deserve it, and our brothers and sisters, man. So definitely give them a try. And also, don't forget to follow at Too Sweet Cosplay across all socials for your cosplay and wrestling needs. Of course, Halloween is coming up, so we'll be featuring some Halloween wrestling cosplays from not only pro wrestlers but also from fans as well. Of course, we have a bunch from the past you can check out on our all of our social media and follow us there at Too Sweet Cosplay once again across all socials, including our YouTube channel. But now that I'm done plugging everything and being a total sellout, let's go ahead and introduce everybody. And we got with us today. Unfortunately, Kevin Rory couldn't be with us today. He's dealing with a family matter. Nothing serious at the moment, but he's just dealing with a family matter, and we hope to see him back next week. But he did send us his scores, and Joey, of course, will be reading it off. And speaking of the Atlanta Braves Devil, he is here, and he is the one and only Joey Thornton. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's having an amazing Tuesday. Hope you guys are ready for another action-packed edition of our Nation Sports Show. We got NBA news to talk about. We got baseball to talk about. We got NFL to talk about. So I guess for me to get this show started, in regards of me wearing the great DX shirt, all I have to say is, are you ready? No! I said, are you ready? Let's get it on, baby.
Yes, we got a lot to get. Yes, we got a lot to get into, and of course, we're ready to do this shit. You know we are, and of course, the patriarch of this show is too, my man, the heavy metal hippie. No offense, Frank Hannon, from North Carolina. Man, this man is more outrageous than the Sphere is when it's lit up with you two inside. The one, the only, Big Stevie Wyatt. What's going on, brother?
What is going on, everybody? We are so excited to be here live on the air. Yes, these vocals are 110% live, 101 proof, and no bullshit. You know, it's all live. There's no backing tracks. This is our annoying voices to the people out there that can't handle the truth. And we are here to speak the truth about the games that happened during this week, especially on Sunday, Bloody Sunday. And with that being said, let's go.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah. Can you up it a little bit? Yeah. Can you auto-tune that? Yeah, thank you.
I'll do it in the name of love.
I'm gonna do this show with or without you, so let's get started.
Yeah, and let's please don't travel to the streets that don't have no names, please.
It's a beautiful day. Why do you got to ruin it with YouTube puns?
I guess I'll wait the New Year's Day.
Okay, let's just get to the scores before we lose it. Before we lose our 2 viewers on here.
Wow.
We got to stop it before we lose our 2 viewers. Let's get going. We got a lot to talk about, and of course, we got to start off with the big NBA news, and that is, of course, Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard has been traded to the Milwaukee Bucks, which means he'll be playing alongside Giannis Antetokounmpo. But of course, the Milwaukee Bucks. I think the Milwaukee Bucks got a pretty good deal, if you ask me, out of this whole Giannis trade. Let's see here. I'm looking up the total stats of what they gave up. Right here, the Bucks gave up a lot to get Lillard, including Drew Holiday in a 3-team trade with the Trailblazers and the Phoenix Suns. The Blazers already have flipped Holiday to the Boston Celtics in exchange for Malcolm Brogdon, Robert Williams III, and several draft picks. So Damian Lillard officially got what he wanted, and he is officially out of Portland, and now he is a member of the former champs, the Milwaukee Bucks. So what are you guys' thoughts on that? Do you think that Portland gave up too much? Do you think this is a good landing spot for Big Dame Lillard?
I love this move.
I think it is a great landing spot for Dame because, yes, even though he wanted to go to Miami, I mean, him going to Milwaukee now makes Milwaukee pretty much a huge favorite to win the NBA Finals this year. Because, I mean, think about it. Lillard and Giannis on the same team, on the same court at the same time. Can you talk about deadly duos? Because that's what we got right here. We got another deadly duo, and this will join some of the other deadly duos that we have seen in recent years in the NBA, like Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, Paul Pierce and Ray Allen. Let me see. Let me think of another one. Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant. I mean, it's absolutely insane that this trade happened at just the right time. And now that Damian Lillard is also not only going to be teaming up with Giannis, but the fact that he's going to be teaming up with one of the best small forwards in the game who could play a monster defensive game, that of course being Chris Middleton, and the fact that he's going to be teaming up with one of the Lopez brothers. I mean, come on. Boston can try to challenge Milwaukee. And of course, we'll get to the big trade that Boston had just here just a little bit. But Boston can try to challenge Milwaukee, but as long as Milwaukee develops this team chemistry and as long as they can stay on the same page every single night that they're out there on the court, there's no doubt in my mind that Milwaukee's going to be a serious contender for the NBA championship this year.
I absolutely love this trade from all different aspects. Like, yes, we know Dame wanted to go to Miami, to play with Jimmy Butler. I mean, who wouldn't want to? Because Miami, went to the NBA Finals last year against Denver, and even though it was a 5-game series, it was a very competitive series. And Lillard had his sights, set on South Beach. I mean, come on. I mean, it's Florida. It's sunny most of the time, and beautiful weather down there and lots to do down there in Miami and South Florida, and yeah, I get that. But when you look at this trade from all the angles, I mean, this is a win-win for Milwaukee and for Damian Lillard because, I mean, yes, Drew Holiday was great on the defensive side of the basketball, but Damian Lillard's just incredible shooting is alone makes this trade for Giannis and for Middleton and for Lopez and everybody down there in Bucks country, to be happy about that they got him, because I did not expect this trade. And I love this trade. I think Damian's going to do great with Milwaukee. I think it will take some time, to get used to the new system. But, I mean, this is a win-win situation for the Bucks. And the Bucks have already been to the championship with this core. And Lillard obviously wants to win a championship. And I think, honestly, out of all the teams that he could have gone to, in the Eastern Conference, I think this is the best spot he could have gone to. I mean, this is a championship winning roster. They have been to the finals once before, beat Phoenix in 6 games, and I think they can do it again.
I agree with you 100%. Look, Damian Lillard is still, despite what a lot of people think, he's still one of the best shooters in the entire NBA, bar none. I've always been a fan of Damian Lillard. I've always been a fan of his style, his play, his professionalism. He's a great guy. And, overall, I think he's a great player, very underrated. We talk about the Anthony Davises, the LeBron James, we talk about Giannis and all those guys respectively because of how great they are in the plays that they make. But to me, I think Damian Lillard gets a little lost in the conversation because, Portland's had some good seasons and they've had some bad seasons. And I think that's where it gets lost. But to me, Dame is one of the best out there, and I feel like he doesn't get the credit he deserves. Yes, he's popular. Yes, he's got shoe deals and stuff. Everybody does. But to me, when you talk about the list of great players and great shooters, he doesn't come up that much. And to me, as a fan of basketball and as a fan of sports in general, like we all are here, it's awesome to see Damian finally get to a team where they're basically right now, the Bucks are forefront runners to win the NBA title at this point because of how stacked their roster is right now with all the pieces that they got, including putting Dame on the court with the Greek freak Giannis Antetokounmpo. Imagine that duo. That's insanity to think about. It's obviously, it doesn't mean that they're going to win a title in their first year. Obviously, that could change within the season. We'll see how it goes. That's, of course, if Dame can stay healthy. But in retrospect, and the overall look of the trade, I think it was perfect for him to go to a team like this where he has the chance to put a ring on his finger, a championship ring, which he rightfully deserves for all the hard work he's put in all these years. And so, when it comes down to it, I mean, yes, they gave up, I think, on the other side of this trade, they gave up a lot. The Bucks gave up a lot, but it was not damaging to what they did. Drew Holiday's good, but he's getting up there in age. Let's be honest here. Drew Holiday's been around for a long, long time. I remember him torching up those Bulls teams with Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah in them in 2008, 2009, 2010. I remember those days. He's been around for a long time, and that's no slight on him. And and all that. So, in my opinion, this is a great get for Milwaukee overall.
And also, and Joey brought it up before, but looking at it from this perspective, and with the Celtics, I mean, getting Drew Holiday in this trade with the Blazers, I think this is a win-win for both teams because Drew Holiday is known for his defense, and that's what the Celtics are looking for is defense. And Drew Holiday can be the anchor of that Celtics defensive line, and and up front, and getting these guys into positions they need to be in, because losing Marcus Smart was a huge loss for the Celtics. But this to me is a huge upgrade because Holiday to me is a more consistent mid-range jump shooter, and he can drive to the hoop and he can play defense. And I mean, who could forget in the NBA Finals 3 seasons ago, he had that critical steal on Devin Booker. I mean, just the dude knows where he needs to be on the court, and playing defense. And I think this is a win-win for both teams. Now, Portland in the end, I think they did all right as far as getting, draft picks leverage, in the long run. But it'll only, takes a matter of time, to figure out in the long run how will Portland look, years down the line with this trade, because this is right now, this to me is a win-win for the Celtics and for the Bucks for what they both got for both of their franchises.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
And shout outs to everybody in the chat, Brian and Big T and William. What's going on, guys? Glad to have you guys in here tonight. And got an action-packed show for you guys tonight. Oh yeah, and William, tell your son we said sorry about your damn luck with your Raiders.
Yes, hey Brian, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you in the chat, brother. By the way, happy belated birthday from all of us at our Nation Sports Show, by the way. Wanted to wish you a happy belated birthday, our friend. We love coming on with you every night, talking all things pro wrestling with you and a little bit of sports as well, man. So hope your birthday was good, and we'll talk to you soon. Big T, what's up? William, tell Randy to stop pretending he's not a Tom Brady fan and order his New England Patriots throwback.
Oh, and Big T.
Better go to the NFL Pro Shop and make himself a Tom Brady Raiders jersey.
And Big T, come on, man. We're not gonna don't get us wrong. We're not gonna be that harsh on your Panthers. I mean, let's be honest. Even though the Panthers aren't the best, they're not the worst. They're not the Bears. They're not the Giants. They're not the Broncos.
Hey, watch yourself. We may be on 4. We may be on 4. Lost to the Broncos, but we still didn't get blown out by 50 points.
This is true.
And we didn't. And we're not supposedly a top.
Oh, William, I'm so sorry about your son right now. I mean, I know he's in mourning for the Raiders. I mean, Jimmy Jesus is not the ultimate savior for this team, and we do bow our heads and pray for the Raiders fans to hopefully be forgiven of having Jimmy Garoppolo as their quarterback and them suffering for his sins of committing some of the worst turnovers in football history. Amen.
Yeah,
Sorry, not sorry.
Not.
But no, seriously though, we're not gonna be mean to the Carolina Panthers. I mean, that's Steven's favorite team as well.
No. Negative. No.
But real quick, also before we continue on, I also want to make this announcement. We confirmed this as of earlier when we were talking on the pre-show, and that is that on Halloween night, our Nation Sports Show will be live. We will have a special Halloween edition of our Nation Sports Show, and I know I will be in full costume. I don't know about everybody else.
I will be.
Oh, I can't wait to see who you dress up as.
It's very simple. I'm going to be a ghost.
Oh, you're going to be one of the you're going to
A
be one of
ghost
the
named
dudes
John
in-
Cena because you can't see him.
I thought you meant Ghost. I thought you were going to be in the entire fucking the entire Dallas Cowboys offense against the Cardinals last week.
Oh, no. I thought you were going to be the ghost of Daniel Jones.
Oh God, no.
Or I thought you were going to be Deshaun Watson this past week.
By the way, I love Brian's comment in the chat talking about how Deshaun Watson took the game off because Watson wanted to get a massage. Yeah.
Oh dang.
Those happy endings can wear you out. But anyways, moving on. We know that says according to LeBron, he said that Bronny is doing very well in his recovery from that health incident that happened earlier this year. So we continue to wish him all the best, and hopefully and a little breaking update. Hijacker Mike will be joining us at 8:15 Eastern to give his picks.
Yes, he
Nice.
will.
Very much. That's awesome. But real quick though, also, so that's good for him. And also, we got to talk about this before we get to the James Harden stuff. Jimmy Butler. What happened?
What up with the hairdo, bro?
When did Jimmy Butler start playing with Hawthorne Heights? I didn't know he was a session basis for My Chemical Romance.
I
He looks
swear,
like-
whenever I saw that hairdo this morning, I was like, who does he remind me of? I can't think of the dude's name.
He was like
It's gonna kill me.
every emo kid in my middle and high school.
He should come out to Welcome to the Black Parade.
All he's missing is some skinny jeans and a shirt from Hot Topic.
Hot Topic.
It's a studded belt.
And then he should come out and he should start playing. He should come out. No, instead of that, come out to I Write Sins, Not Tragedies.
Yeah, the one time where they were actually a rock group and not a pop group, but we'll get into that another time. But yeah, Jimmy Butler's look was just, I don't know what the hell he was going for there. I swear.
Anyways, Jimmy Butler, carry on.
Yes, please. Well, the other big news is that James Harden skipped the media day for the 76ers as protests for them not trading him.
Well, I actually did see that he is supposedly going to report to the Sixers for training camp.
Oh, good for him. He'll skip out again.
Yeah. And of course, Durant and Steph Curry have announced their ambitions to play next year for the Olympic team.
Okay.
Interesting.
They want to be a part of the Olympic team and bring home another gold medal for the United States. So,
I hope James Harden will not be a part of that basketball team.
I'm not either, to be honest.
Hopefully not.
Nope. And real quick, also, LaMelo Ball participated in his first NBA practice since February, and he wore ankle braces on both of his legs.
Mm.
He had remember, because he had suffered 3 serious ankle injuries last season that limited him to 36 games total.
Yeah, that's kind of, similar to Stephen Curry. I mean, Stephen Curry, for years with Golden State for the first couple of seasons was just bothered by several nagging ankle injuries. And
Yeah.
couldn't stay healthy, but now obviously, he's corrected that over the years for the most part.
Yeah. For the most part.
Yep. For the most part, everything seems up and up. So, but let's see here.
Now, I did see another report saying that Bulls point guard Lonzo Ball has declared that he is going to play again because during an interview he was given today, he reportedly said, "I'm only 25. I got time."
Here's the thing. Well, his knee is definitely telling him a completely different story because his knee has been up for 3 seasons already. And that's not a slight on him. That's just unfortunately genetics. It's unfortunately whatever's going on in that knee. He's had multiple procedures, stem cell replacements, and none of it seems to be working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he just needs to call it a career, unfortunately, for his sake, because I don't think he's ever going to play again. But here's some other news. What were you going to say, Joey?
I was just saying, I guess we'll see.
I hope so. I mean, I hope he can play again. I really do, but we'll see what happens, man. Here's some news. And that is that Spurs guard Devin Vassell has agreed on a 5-year, $146 million contract extension. That is a rookie scale contract extension as part of the 2020 NBA draft class that solidifies him as one of the Spurs' cornerstone young players.
Interesting.
That comes from Adrian Wojnarowski and ESPN there.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah. Let's see here. Also, let's see real quick before we move on to some NFL talk. Let's see. That's pretty much it. There wasn't a lot that went down. I'll say, oh, here we go. Ja Morant will be able to practice and travel with the team during his 25-game suspension. According to Grizzlies GM Zach Kleiman, I think it's great for Ja and it's great for our group. I thought if you were suspended, you weren't supposed to be anywhere near team practice.
Well, who knows what that's all about? Because obviously, Adam Silver is not really treating this as a punishment if he's allowed to travel.
I'm glad this is not my problem. Again, it's like I've said before, not my circus, not my monkey. This is really bad. Morant, I've always been told by my uncle, and I believe this firmly, that a leopard never changes its spots. And Morant, I don't think will change.
Truth.
Would be any more true, dude. Also, Washington Wizards guard Landry Shamet broke his big toe and is expected to be sidelined 2 to 4 weeks.
So he might miss maybe the first week of the NBA season.
Yeah, more than likely. And can't believe it's October, folks, and we're already talking about the first week of the season coming up. It's crazy how fast sports moves,
It does.
So overall it's gonna be here we go. Here's another one. Ex-Spur Josh Primo has been suspended for detrimental conduct to the team, to the NBA. So, yeah, he is set to join the Clippers as well.
Interesting.
Apparently, he had exposed himself to women as a member of the San Antonio Spurs.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. It's a little odd.
Yep. Free agent guard Edmund Sumner has signed a 1-year deal with the Charlotte Hornets. He averaged 7 points in 13 minutes for the Nets last year after missing the season with an Achilles tear. So you have that. And let's see. Anything else before we go? Before we move on to the next topic? And I believe that's it on the NBA news. So before we get into football, there is actually some some actual boxing news, which was actually retweeted, or which comes up this month, October 28th. And that is Battle of the Baddest. It is the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury, taking on former UFC heavyweight champion, Francis Ngannou.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
And that is going to be taking place. It looks like Saudi Arabia is where it's going to be taking place. This fight will be. So
Interesting.
Big, huge fight coming up in the world of boxing between one of boxing's best and one of UFC's best. So can't wait for that one. Let's go ahead and move on to the NFL. We got a lot of NFL.
And real quick, as before we continue, William says you are correct that you are not supposed to travel with the team if you are suspended. So wrong.
Thank you, William, for helping me with that info. Thank you, sir. And we got a lot of NFL news to get to, so let's get started. When we can take care of some of this stuff while we wait on Hijacker Mike to join us here in about 45 minutes or so. So, and then we'll do our picks, of course, to close out the night. But a lot of stuff going on, including a lot of injuries, unfortunately.
Lots of injuries.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Lots of injuries.
Including this, Houston lost another offensive lineman today. Kendrick Green suffered a torn meniscus in his right knee and is expected to be out indefinitely.
Oh, dang.
Yep. Let's see real quick. Also, oh yeah, we also gotta talk about dumbass Aaron Rodgers and his stupid comments from today on the Pat McAfee show too. So we'll get into that in a minute too. And I don't want this to be anything politically driven, but it's stupid what he said. But anyways, Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin told reporters that Kenny Pickett has a bruised bone in his knee. He will practice some on Wednesday, and the team will evaluate whether he can play Sunday versus the Ravens. So good. So some relief for Steelers fans to know that Kenny Pickett will not be out for an extended period of time.
Oh my God! Just reading that headline. What the literal hell, Aaron? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, I will admit the whole Aaron Rodgers thing is going to be new to me because I haven't seen or heard a thing about it. So.
You know what? We're going to take a break from the injury. Just get right to it. Aaron Rodgers made a comment about, I believe it was, who did he make a comment about, Steven? I believe
Travis Kelce.
About Travis Kelce calling him Mr. Pfizer because of while talking about how the Jets limited him on Sunday night in that game. So basically,
You're kidding.
Yeah, so he's making a reference about the COVID vaccine and things like that. So once again, Aaron Rodgers bringing some stupid, probably not politically driven, but just his beliefs or whatever into this. And it's I'm gonna keep it short and sweet because I really don't want to get into this because I don't want this to be a hotly driven topic. But Aaron needs to just because you're friends with Pat McAfee doesn't mean you get to go on his show and say stupid shit like that. Come on. Think better, bro.
Exactly. I mean,
exactly.
Come on.
That's all I'm going to leave it at. I don't want to get into a dissertation because we got a lot of stuff to cover, and I don't want to give that the platform for that reason. So.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, we're just going to leave it at that.
No comment about that.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. I kind of said it for everybody on that front.
Yeah.
Let's see. Patriots standout pass rusher Matthew Judon will undergo surgery on his torn bicep Wednesday. So more than likely, he said he's going to try and come back, but more than likely he will miss the season. Matt Stafford has a hip
Gonzalez, he also got injured.
Who did?
Yeah, the rookie corner for the Patriots, Christian Gonzalez, he's also injured.
Yeah.
And William says here in the chat, 8 Cleveland Browns players were injured on Sunday's game against Baltimore, including Garrett. Yeah, it's been a horrific week for injuries.
Yeah. Matthew Stafford suffered a hip contusion.
Got to give him praise because Stafford played through that hip contusion and still played a hell of a game.
Oh, by the way, scheduling flex. Detroit Lions at Tampa Bay will now be played at 4:25 p.m. Eastern on Sunday, October 15th.
Ah, okay.
So a little change.
Interesting.
Yep. And here we go. Yep. Christian Gonzalez injured his shoulder. The Bills cornerback Tre'Davious White tore his Achilles.
He cannot stay healthy.
Yep.
Nope.
T. Higgins says he hopes to come back next week after dealing with a rib injury.
Interesting.
He's been out for a little bit. Non-injury, but the issues between Chase Claypool and the Chicago Bears continue to get uglier as Eberflus basically told him, don't come this week.
Yeah. You know that's got to be
and you know the
the red
Steelers are
flag.
happy about that by cutting him.
Yeah. Let's see what else.
Yeah. You take it from a guy who, I believe, when he was still a member of the Steelers, called himself a top 3 wide receiver in the NFL. Give me a break.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Justin Herbert played that game this weekend with a bandage and a splint on his left hand.
Well, at least he'll have a week to rest it now.
Yeah, he will. Let's see. Other injury news before we. Of course, Devontae Adams did not play this past week because of a shoulder injury. Let's see.
Yep, that cost my fantasy team. At least for their last week.
Yep. Mike Evans didn't play because of a hamstring injury. There's just too many injuries going on right now in this league. Obviously, Derek Carr didn't play this past week. Deshaun Watson was inactive by his choice,
Which is stupid.
Tell me about it.
He basically said that he wasn't ready yet, and he decided not to play, and they lost big time.
Even though he was medically cleared by the team doctor.
But, I mean, there's a lot of injuries. Anything you want to add to the injury list before we talk about some other stats and stuff?
I don't think there is anything else.
Wait, did we mention Jimmy G out with a concussion, and they had to start Aiden O'Connell this past week, did the Raiders.
Yep.
Yeah, there is one other thing.
Yeah.
Jamal Adams, he had to lead last night's game on Monday Night Football because he had gotten a concussion, and this was his season debut after missing all of last season.
Yep.
So obviously he's still getting tore by the injury bug.
Yeah, I think he had a torn Achilles as well.
He did last year, yes.
Yeah, I think it was a torn Achilles, yeah.
Yep, last year, yep.
All right, now let's stop talking about depressing injuries and let's get into some more positive news. One of the biggest positive news from this past week was Damar Hamlin played his first game since that massive heart issue that left him clinically dead this past season. Damar Hamlin played on special teams.
Yeah, he played on. He was a part of 18 special teams plays.
Yep, nice start for to bring back Damar Hamlin back into the fold. How about some? And we're gonna get into more stats and stuff when we go through the games. As a matter of fact, because we're gonna talk about it. Let's go ahead and get into the games from this past week. Why don't we discuss that? So. Let's go ahead. Of course, Thursday was the first game. The Lions beat the Packers 34-20, which made me giddier.
No surprise.
Which made me giddier than a schoolgirl. I was so happy about that.
Nice.
Look, my team may have gotten beat again, but hey, the Packers lost too, so there's a win. There's a win in
That
there
is true.
somewhere.
And
That is
Detroit played an excellent game on Thursday against Green Bay.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, my goodness. I mean, Jared Goff and this Lions offense, they're rolling. I mean, they are proven to the league and to the fans all around the world that they are a legitimate threat, and they are for real.
Absolutely.
That's right. They are.
And you got to think, Jared Goff did not have a huge game. He didn't have a huge game. He had 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 210 yards, and 19 and 28. The biggest, though, was David Montgomery. 3 catches, 32 carries for 121 yards, 3 touchdowns. So, and Amare St. Brown had 1 touchdown on 5 catches for 56 yards on 7 targets.
Good.
So, but Jordan Love, I will give Jordan Love a lot of credit. He had a great game. As much as I don't like the Packers, I got to give Jordan Love credit. He has been outstanding this season, despite any of the losses they've been in. He's been playing great. He had 23, 36, 246, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Good numbers, but unfortunately, the 2 interceptions was what killed him, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, not every quarterback's going to have a perfect game. I mean, just ask Dak Prescott.
And we'll get to that here in a few.
Yeah.
The Jaguars took on the Falcons, and of course, the Jaguars won 23-7. Well, let's talk about that happened, but we got to talk about this. The score that all of us got wrong, and that is Buffalo Bills absolutely blowing out almost the Dolphins 48-20.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that the Dolphins would go from being a team that put up 70 points against Denver 2 weeks ago, and then a week later they get blasted by 28 by Buffalo at home? Now, we all got it right that Buffalo was going to win that game at home because the Bills are there. They've already proven that they are a good team this year so far, but nobody had that in our cards, as far as with the blowout happening with Tua Tagovailoa and that high-flying Dolphins offense. I mean, Tua's offense was no match for this Bills defense. Josh Allen had over three to four touchdowns in that game, over 300 yards passing. Just great game.
I think he had 5 total touchdowns, 4 of them passing.
He did.
Yep.
4 total. 5 total, 4 passing and 1 rushing. Yep.
4 carries, 17 yards, 1 touchdown, 21 of 25, 324 touchdowns, no picks. And big game for Stephon Diggs, 6 carries, 6 catches, 120 yards, 3 touchdowns on 7 targets. So, but also on the Dolphins, Tua did not have a bad game. 25-35, 282, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 2 touchdowns for Devon Achane, who had 8 carries, 101 yards, and 2 TDs himself. So, just they couldn't get it together enough and score enough points, man. Vikings beat the Panthers 21-13. Sorry, Big T, brother.
Yeah, Panthers are just garbage.
I will say the highlight though of that game was, of course, the 99-yard pick 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
The 99-yard pick 6 from who was it that ran that?
What was that dude's name?
What is it like? Was it Sam something, right?
Hang on, I can find out real quick.
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up here.
Let me see. Here it is.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, Sam Franklin Jr.
Yeah.
Franklin Jr. Yep.
Sam Franklin Jr.
Yep, 99-yard pick 6.
But the Vikings also got a defensive touchdown of their own with DJ Wanham recovering a fumble and taking it 51 yards to the house.
Yep. Yeah, and Cousins did not have a good game as far as his numbers. 12 and 19, 135, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Not a good game for good old Kirk, and it was an early game too.
I guess Kirk is starting to think that he deserves to be in primetime all the time, man. When he does have that mindset, he sucks. So I guess he's starting to suck in 1 o'clock games too.
And of course, the Bears blowing that big ass lead to the Broncos, 31-28. Eberflus needs to be fired.
Fired. I mean,
Fired.
Why do you not go for a field goal? Why would you go for that? Like, seriously. You couldn't go for a field goal. And then Fields throws a pick with 38 seconds left. It seals the victory for the freaking Broncos. They should have had this game. The defense couldn't, they didn't score any more than that. They basically gave up on offense. Defense just said, here, have 21 extra, here, have 3 extra touchdowns and a field goal kick while you're at it. No defense at all. I'm beyond disappointed in this team. I'm beyond just disappointed with this whole franchise.
and you know what's so alarming is when it comes to looking how the NFC North was before this season even started. When Aaron Rodgers left the Green Bay Packers to go to the Jets, rightly so, Chicago fans, Detroit fans, and Minnesota fans all could breathe a sigh of relief knowing that those 3 teams had a fighting chance to win the division. And obviously right now, Detroit is at the top of the NFC North. But going into the season, Chicago fans were always talking about, oh, this is our year. This is our year. You get smacked around by Green Bay in the first game. And since that game, you have not recovered. I mean, this team is against each other. They are not playing as a team, and they're not competing as a team. This team is in disarray. This team is not a team. This is a team. This is a so-called football team with a bunch of individuals. And
agreed.
This is a team. Who would have thought that possibly the Chicago Bears could be the team that have the worst record in the NFL? And that's saying something. I mean, you've already supposedly got your quarterback. Your quarterback isn't performing up to its highest degree because your offensive line is horrible.
Than we do.
Yes.
And not to mention, you have a absolute top target to throw to in DJ Moore.
And he hasn't done nothing.
Yeah, and you're not even hardly getting him involved. I mean, yeah, he got involved this past week for the first time this season, but I mean, Chicago, I mean, I just can't figure him out right now.
You can tell Fields is fed up. You can tell Fields is fed up. You can tell in that last press conference, he looks so dejected and so just out, like done. He looks so done. I would not be surprised if Fields within the next year or so finds a way to get out. I would not blame him.
I don't blame him at this point.
They need to get rid of Eberflus. Eberflus is the fucking problem. It's also Chase Claypool needs to not open his mouth. If he would have kept his mouth shut and not said anything, he wouldn't be sitting at home on his couch.
Maybe they can rehire Matt Nagy as their head coach.
I'd rather have him than Matt Eberflus right now. At least we got some wins under him.
Yeah,
this is true.
I mean, at least with Matt Nagy, they were winning.
I'll take fucking Mark Trestman back at this point.
Yes. If you could, you would take Lovie Smith.
Oh, I would take Lovie Smith any day of the week.
Lovie Smith had a hell of a run in Chicago.
He brought back the defense to the monsters of the Midway.
Yep.
Yeah, he sure did.
And we all know how Chicago fans are so loyal to their football teams and their sport, or their football team and their sports teams. They've had it. You've had it, Ezra. Everybody in Chicago and around the surrounding Illinois areas has had enough.
Okay,
what they've done.
The only thing we got going for us sports-wise, if you've been saying it because it's so early, is the fucking Blackhawks with Connor Bedard. That's the only thing we got going for us. The White Sox had 100 losses this season. The Cubs screwed themselves out of a playoff spot because they couldn't win, and they couldn't buy a win to save their life in the past freaking 10 games that they could have won and secured themselves a wild card spot. And the freaking Bears are just an absolute dumpster fire. So it's very frustrating as a Chicago sports fan right now overall, and especially a football fan, when you're dealing with all this drama, you're dealing with the BS from the coaching staff, everybody calling out each other. I mean, we just lost our one of our top people to an outside of the field issue. And then now we got Matt Eberflus who's failing as a coach. We got Justin Fields calling out the coaching as one of the issues. You got Chase Claypool opening his mouth saying he doesn't get used. You know, you have this and that and the other thing. So it's just a mess. And that front office, the McCaskies, Ryan Poles, they need to get their shit together, and they need to do it fast. Because this is, you wonder why freaking we need a fresh start and going to Arlington. Going to Arlington Park and fucking starting building a new stadium.
Yeah.
Like this team is heading nowhere. I mean, they are not going to do nothing as long as they have the same head coach and the same people around them. This team, it's amazing how quickly, as optimistic as you can be heading into a season, how quickly all of that can go away in a couple of weeks. And this is going to be a long, painful rest of the season for Chicago.
Yep.
Moving on from that.
They don't get their soon.
Yep. Moving on from that, the Browns lost 28-3. Of course, we talked about how Deshaun Watson sat out and didn't play.
Lamar's looking good.
He is. Lamar's looking very good.
He's back to playing his MVP years in 2019, 2020.
Absolutely. He's coming off strong. I'm glad for that. I mean, especially if you sign a big ass contract, you better show the fuck up.
Unlike Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Browns may not have had a happy ending, but he sure as hell probably did.
This is true.
I had to make myself laugh on that one after talking about the Bears, which depressed me. Texans beat the Steelers. CJ Stroud.
Wow.
Looking like
another 300-yard game.
Squad he is making.
By the way,
he's already making a strong push for Rookie of the Year.
Listen to this stat. CJ Stroud has 1,212 passing yards this season, surpassing Andrew Luck for the second most passing yards by a player in his first 4 NFL games. Only Cam Newton has more with 1,386. Stroud is the second quarterback in NFL history with no interceptions in each of his first 4 starts, minimum 30 attempts in each start, joining Gardner Minshew, who did it in 2019.
Amazing.
CJ, look at these stats from Stroud. 16 of 30, 306 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks.
Wow.
Very good stat line. And the Steelers did not show up and play at all. I mean, their offensive line couldn't block. Their offensive front couldn't do nothing. And Kenny Pickett obviously gets injured.
Nico Collins, though.
But then again, when has Pittsburgh showed up to play this season?
Hardly none.
Sorry, Deb. Nico Collins for the Texans, though. 7 catches, 168 yards, 2 touchdowns on 9 targets.
Wow.
Big yardage for Nico Collins on that team. Rams beat the Colts 29-23. So there's that. Buccaneers beat the Saints 26-9. Of course.
Tampa Bay looking pretty strong so far.
Yeah, 3-1, man. Baker Mayfield not doing too bad.
Nah, he's
not doing too shabby right now.
He had 25, 32, 246, 3 touchdowns, only 1 interception.
I guess he didn't want to anger his, I guess you could say his predecessor, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Randy's favorite.
Yes.
Yeah, Randy's favorite, by the way.
I think we might have just. I think by saying that, I think we might have just exiled him from ever coming back to the show.
Probably. Come on, Randy. You know we love you, bro.
You don't talk about a close one, Joey. Your Commanders, man, they had a good game.
Woo!
I'm telling you, y'all were showing them no mercy with y'all's picks last week, but I on the other hand was kind of like, you guys are being a little too harsh right now.
Barely lost it to the Eagles, 34-31.
And Sam Howell played a hell of a game on Sunday against Philadelphia.
Heck
I mean,
yeah.
just
nice little turnaround from his disappointing performance against the Bills a week ago.
he definitely proved that he can hang with the best. I mean, and shout outs to everybody out there in the NFL, covering that game, because especially the Philadelphia Eagles broadcasting team of Maurice and Mike Quick, talking about how they were very impressed, with Howell's performance and how he stood in there, and hung with the best.
Yeah,
and
he had 29 to 41, 290, and only one touchdown, but no interception thrown.
Very good stat line, including that critical touchdown to send the game into overtime with 1 second on the clock.
What can I
And
say?
the only thing about that game that still puzzles me is I was very surprised that Ron Rivera did not go for it. He did not go for the win.
Well, I kind of saw where he was going because, I much rather them go into overtime than try to go for a 2-point conversion and run an absolutely stupid play. So I can see why.
Yeah. Now I know the one big thing that was a huge controversial point during this game was Terry McLaurin's foot being called out of bounds, and I thought that was a catch.
I honestly thought it was a catch too, but when I went back and looked at the replay, the Eagles player that was really close to him, he had his arm sticking out to where Terry McLaurin actually was stepping on his arm. So technically, he wasn't on the field until he tipped his toe out of bounds. So, whenever I first saw it, I was like, man, Terry McLaurin got screwed. But then I looked back really close and looked at the picture, and I was like, oh, now I see why they made that call stand.
But kudos to Washington for putting up a fight, and Jalen Hurts had a good performance. And again, Swift, he is a lightning bolt of offense. For Philadelphia. DeAndre Swift is just a hell of a running back. He's very aggressive the way he runs. And obviously AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, having a good game, for Philadelphia. And just Philadelphia so far, that machine keeps on rolling, 4-0.
Yep, one of the few undefeated teams left in the NFL right now. Yep, and right here coming up, we have the Titans beating the Bengals 27-3.
What in the blue hell is up with Cincinnati? This team is so hard to predict because, again, we talked about it last week, even in the Cincinnati victory. Joe Burrow can only go so far if the offensive line is performing at a high level. That offensive line could not block to save their lives. And once again, that Tennessee defensive front had a field day with the Titans, or with the Bengals. Dominated. And Derrick Henry, my God, running for a touchdown, throwing for a touchdown. He can do it all. Maybe he should be the quarterback and not Ryan Tannehill. Just saying.
Yeah, and Joe Burrow, even though he was on the field, it's almost like he wasn't even there.
Nope.
No.
You know who also wasn't there this past week? Mac Jones. My God, he was horrible for the Patriots against
Lord.
Dallas.
Oh, we're going to talk about that in just a second. We got one more game before that, and that was the Chargers and the Raiders. Of course, the Chargers beat the Raiders 24-17.
Justin Herbert had a good performance in that game.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
3 TDs.
Had a really good game. And then, of course, we'll get, like you said, the Patriots Cowboys absolutely stomping the Patriots 38-3.
Yeah.
3 turnovers for Jones. 2 of those turnovers going for a touchdown, an interception, and a fumble recovery. I mean, just
Yeah,
again.
and giving Bill Belichick his worst ever loss as a New England Patriots head coach.
That's saying something. Not even the years with Brady that he had that.
And
Yep.
and it was Ezekiel Elliott's return to AT&T Stadium since he got released.
Yeah, but he got a measly 6 carries for 16 yards. So much for getting revenge, huh?
Dude,
Yeah.
Dak Prescott only threw 1 touchdown at 260 yards, but it had no touchdowns. It only 1 touchdown rushing for Hunter Luke. That's the only person on there who had it. It was for Dallas. It wasn't mainly for Dallas. It was a lot of it was
Just the defense.
it was their defense that was mainly doing it, because if you take a look,
Yeah, I guess they got so pissed off that they let a team as bad as Arizona score 28 points on the previous week. So they're like, we're going to come in back here in our home state and we're going to kick the snot out of the Patriots.
And they did.
2 defensive touchdowns.
Yeah.
2 defensive touchdowns. Only 1 touchdown on the receiving core for CeeDee Lamb. And then 1 touchdown for Hunter Luke on rushing, and then 1 for Dak Prescott. So that's where the scoring line is there. So, but moving on to the next one. Next game is 49ers taking out the Cardinals 35-16. Once again,
Woo!
Brock Purdy.
20 of 21.
No. Run CMC. 4 touchdowns in this game. Can you say MVP?
Over 100+ yards from scrimmage, 4 TDs. That man good.
Listen to this. Total yards for Christian McCaffrey, 177 total yards.
Whew.
Jesus.
He was 7 for 71, 1 touchdown on receiving, and in rushing, 20 carries for 106 yards, 3 touchdowns. Brock Purdy had a rushing touchdown of his own and a throwing touchdown to CMC. But also, even though he didn't score any touchdowns, you want to talk about receiving efficiency? Brandon Ayuk, who came back from a week off, 6 catches, 148 yards.
Oh, Ayuk is on fire.
He's smoking, man. Dude, it's insanity. And, of course, Kyler Murray wasn't on the field because he's too busy playing the new Call of Duty download. It just came out this past week.
Yes.
He's not injured. We all know he's just sitting there playing his little heart out.
Yep.
But anyways, Chiefs barely squeaking by the Jets 23-20.
Oof, this game was rough.
That one stunned me.
What is going on with Mahomes? I mean, he is not even performing at the highest level that he normally has. I mean, he had ugly interceptions in this game, just throwing the ball, just chunking it up in the receivers for this team. This is not the same receiving core that made the critical plays in Super Bowl 57 against Philadelphia last year. I mean, they are letting him down tremendously.
Oh, man. Saying he almost lost that game. If it wasn't for that penalty on Sauce Gardner, the Jets probably would have won the game.
And Zach Wilson, I cannot believe I'm saying this, but he outperformed Patrick Mahomes.
That's right. And he left the field with Donna Kelsey afterwards.
The Cougar Hunter strikes again, baby.
Yeah, and I bet you he looked right at Patrick Mahomes and went, "Look what you made me do."
Oh no.
Yes, that is a Taylor Swift reference.
You knew we were going to drop one at some point. And please, for the love of God, can the cameras please stop showing Swift all the damn time? I mean, I know. She's at the game. She's with Travis Kelce. Big whoop-de-doo. Who cares? It's getting old at this point.
At least Wade Barrett got it right last night when he said At least when it came to George Kittle, at least there's a wide receiver who doesn't have to date Taylor Swift to be popular.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And of course, George Kittle and some members of the Niners making appearances on Raw last night, so that was pretty awesome.
Yep.
Okay, moving on here to the final game of the week, and it is the Seahawks beating the Giants 24-3. And by the way, we have some breaking news to report based on this game. Daniel Jones and his agent are currently being investigated for grand theft robbery from stealing $160 million from the New York Giants organization.
Freaking
All right.
11 sacks. 11 sacks by Seattle. That does not tell me that Seattle's defense is good. I mean, it's decent. But are you kidding me? They only had 4 or 5 sacks going into this game. They doubled their sacks in one game last night. And on top of that, Daniel Jones has been sacked through the first 4 games of this season 22 times. Last year, he was sacked 44 times. He is tied with Jimmy Garoppolo with the most turnovers in the NFL this season. 3 interceptions, 1 going for a touchdown by Witherspoon.
Yep.
And for the love of God, somebody, I'm begging you, please, somebody tell anybody at these NFL networks, get the Giants off of our television screens, because nobody, I repeat, nobody wants to sit there and suffer through another Giants primetime game. They have been outscored at home 64-3. 64-3. This is horrendous numbers if you're a Giants fan. I mean, he has robbed the NFL out of money. His contract is god-awful. His playing on the field is god-awful. And I know I speak for everybody on this show that Daniel Jones should be rechristened to Danny Crimes. What a thief.
Yeah, and here's my little rant on top of that one you just gave, Steven. Let me tell you guys one thing. I am willing to bet you that through these first 4 weeks of the season, the Giants front office and the Giants organization in general, they are looking themselves straight in the eye and saying, why in the ever-living world did we pay this choke job $160 million when he's not even going out and playing like he's worth $16? I mean, here's the thing. The Giants front office, I can guarantee you, they are shooting themselves in the foot right now because they had the cap space to go after a decent quarterback in free agency, and they could have used that long-term contract that they had. Granted, he's been hit with the injury bug, of course, the past week and a half, but they could have used that long-term contract on the one player on the offensive side of the ball who actually knows how to gain yardage and actually knows how to get touchdowns, that being Saquon Barkley. But instead, you give it to a guy who likes to get sacked all the time because he apparently likes it. Why do you think he's been sacked 22 times this season? He obviously enjoys being sacked. What else can we say about it? But yeah, they put their faith in a guy who gets sacked a lot, trips over his own shoelaces, has only won 1 playoff game ever since he became the starter for the Giants, and puts up an absolute abysmal performance, not just last night, but through the first 4 weeks of the season. And this is the guy you pay your long-term money to?
He only had one game, Joey, where he was decent enough, and that was against the Cardinals. But as far as against competition, he hasn't done shit. Hasn't done
it's the Cardinals for crying out loud.
I mean, what's
Cardinals
so appalling to me is that he's been through 3 different head coaches since he has been the starting quarterback for the New York Football Giants. And God bless the Giants fans for having to sit there at that stadium and having to witness a crapshoot of a performance by a so-called starting quarterback, because this is absurd. This is a bunch of garbage that they keep feeding. You thought Eli was bad? Daniel Jones is even worse.
And obviously, I mean, I almost feel bad for one of my good bros from down in my college days. Shout out to Octavius, by the way, who may or may not be watching the show, but I digress. But he is actually a New York Giants fan. So I feel sorry for him that he has to watch this absolute crapshoot of an organization and I second the vote to get the Giants off of television, because it's obvious that the Giants are going to suck this season. They are, as a matter of fact, they are my new team as far as tanking. I mean, I would pick anybody in the NFL over these New York Giants right now. Because, I mean, think about it. You get beat at home 40-0 by the Cowboys in week 1. You trail against the Arizona Cardinals, even though you did come back and win. And then last night, in front of your hometown fans, you get your butt beat by 3 scores by a revitalized Seattle Seahawks team. I mean, the Giants, I just don't know what to say about them anymore.
Nope.
I don't know what to say about them. I mean, the Giants are just absolute garbage right now. And honestly, I'd rather have the San Francisco Giants go out there and play football, because they would obviously be better than the New York Football Giants by a freaking long shot.
And speaking of things that are better than the New York Football Giants, we bring in Nation Night Fight Zone and Smoking in the Bay Zone, Hijacker Mike. What's up, brother?
What up, Hijacker?
What's up, y'all?
And Mike,
what's going on, y'all?
I'm glad you came in when you did, bro, because we were just talking about this game last night. You and I talked about this briefly last night on the phone when it comes to that abysmal performance by Daniel Jones and that offense for the Giants. I mean, he is not playing good football at all.
No, he stunk the place up. You know, it's crazy how guys can get out there and not perform when you need to. You know, it's tough. Defenses can come shut you down. Offenses can come run on you, but he just didn't show up at all last night.
No, he didn't.
And this starts with the offensive line. This offensive line is abysmal.
Yes, and
his line did not protect him.
Real quick, might I mention real quick, Daniel Jones is 1-12 in primetime games.
Yep. Kirk Cousins feels somewhat better.
Oh, but also real quick before we get to the predictions, Hijacker, a couple things. First off, October 28th, Tyson Fury, Francis Ngannou. Who do you got?
I got Francis, man.
Okay, because I mentioned I didn't realize that fight had a date, and we talked about it earlier for a few minutes. October 28th, Tyson Fury, Francis Ngannou in a boxing match. So,
and real quick too, before we continue, Randy is in the chat. What's going on, sir? I'm glad you could join us. And Randy says in the chat, "Hello, hi pops, hello everybody. Fire Josh McDaniels. That is all."
Short and sweet, like his Raiders playoff chances.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. But Hijacker, I also want to get your thoughts real quick on the big boxing match that happened this past Saturday with Canelo Alvarez going up against Charlo.
Yeah, I have been so busy, I haven't been able to keep up on boxing lately. So I know the fight is happening, but I haven't really schooled up on it. Honestly, I have not been in boxing, unfortunately, the last month with the way things have been with work and trying to take care of programs and shit like that. I haven't been able to watch it. I haven't even been up on wrestling, man. So honestly, I couldn't give you any opinion on this fight because I do not have any information up front because, like I said, I haven't been able to keep up with everything.
Yeah, Canelo beat Charlo this past week. Two judges scored the fight 118-109 with the other tally 119-108.
Oh, okay. 10, 11 points there.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'm kind of surprised that the fight was even that close because Alvarez dominated the whole entire fight.
He dominated the whole fight, knocked him down, and he knocked Charlo down in the 7th round, and it went on to just basically keep him at bay and obliterate him throughout the rest of the fight.
Yep.
Yeah.
And also, real quick to add here, and William makes a great point here in the chat about the Chargers game against the Raiders. Khalil Mack on his own. Mack had 6 sacks in the game.
Yes, he did.
Wow.
6 sacks on his own in the game. That was at one short of Derek Thomas for the Chiefs back in 89-90.
Yep. That would be correct.
Also, real quick, got a plug. New Smoking in the Bay dropped today.
Yeah, new episode. Smoke in the Bay dropped today. We dropped Pappy Van Winkle.
Okay.
We dropped Pappy Van Winkle barrel fermented cigars. It's a very popular cigar, very rich. It is well sought after at our lounge here, and sometimes we have a tough time keeping it on the shelf because it just flies off fairly quickly. So yes, go ahead and check that episode out and figure out if you're going to like that cigar or not yourself.
Absolutely. I wanted to get that plug in before we do the predictions. And of course, all right, let's get to the predictions. And the predictions this week are brought to you by Equinox Cream. Does your Shangri-La have an itch? Try Equinox.
Dang, come on, dude.
Y'all just slapping people, huh?
Oh, I gotta come up with some sort of joke for this damn segment. I could come up with one of my other jokes, but then again, I'd be talking about every other team outside of San Francisco.
True.
All right, let's kick it off with the Week 5. Joey, you ready?
Let's do this. I got Kevin's scores already.
All right. We kick it off with the Thursday night game between your Washington Commanders and my dumpster-fired Chicago Bears at Washington.
Please, can we stop having these awful, shitty football games the weekend of my birthday? I'm begging you, because last year we had to suffer on October 6th with the Broncos and the Colts in one of the shittiest football games played last year. And now we thought that was bad last year. This year it's even worse because it's involving the Bears.
Give the Commanders 24-10. I'm being honest with myself here.
If I could be serious for a minute, I am going to pick Washington. I'm going to pick Washington to beat Chicago. You know what? No mercy. I'm calling it.
Yeah.
23-3.
And also want to point out real quick, I actually happened to win the prediction battle last week.
Oh,
I had a really great week. I went 14-2 last week. Kevin and Steven went 13-3, and Ezra went 11-5.
Too bad Alabama isn't going to do that this year.
Screw you for that.
What was your record last week, Joey?
I was 14-2. I was the only one to pick the Jaguars over the Falcons.
Yep. Look at us. We had NFL records, professional records last year. Yay.
But yeah, Kevin is going the Commanders over the Bears 17-9, which is kind of close. I'm going the Commanders. I'm going to go 31-6.
All right. I got Washington 24-10 over Chicago.
Okay.
I love Williams' names. He's calling them the Governors 24-10.
Hey, same score as Hijacker.
Yep, and Ezra.
All three of us picked the same score. What the hell?
I know, right?
Same idiot brain we all share. Eighth. Okay, here we go. Another international game.
The
Jacksonville
London Jaguars.
and the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, the
Ooh,
London
this is going to be
Jaguars,
a
because they're playing in London for a second consecutive week.
Yeah, Buffalo's got this one 42-13, in my opinion.
Oh, no mercy.
I'm gonna go 34-21. Buffalo.
All right. Kevin is going the Bills over the Leopards, 31-27.
I love it. I'm
gonna go with the Bills as well. I'm gonna go 30. I'm gonna go 30-17 Bills.
I'm going to go Buffalo. I'm going to actually have a close one. I'm going to go Buffalo 30-23.
Okay.
Okay.
And let's see, Mr. William, he has he's got 30. Oh, same score. Wow. 30-17 Buffalo.
Wow.
Hijacker.
Very nice.
Yep.
Oh, did you give your score?
Yeah, mine was 42-13.
42-13. Yeah. 42-13.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
just double checking.
Yep.
All right, next game is Houston going to the ATL to take on the Falcons.
All right. Kevin has the Texans winning this one, 32-20.
Okay.
I think CJ Stroud is going to have another strong game. I'm going to go 31-17.
I'm going to go with Houston as well. I'm going to go Houston 28-20.
All right. I'm going to go with Houston as well. I'm going to go 26-17.
Ooh.
I got Atlanta in this one 14-10.
Okay.
Ooh, low scoring game.
Okay.
All right.
Texans 30-21. William has.
Okay.
All right. Next game is Steven's favorite Panthers taking
No.
on Detroit Lions.
I'm gonna go with Detroit. Ross did it. Oh yeah, to beat on the Kitty Cats 34-7.
All right, Detroit. I'm sorry. Kevin is picking Detroit over the Kitties, 28-6.
Oh,
I'm going to go with the Lions as well. This is obviously going to be a shoe-in for Detroit. Give me Detroit in this one, 34. No. Detroit, 37-6.
ooh.
Give me the Motor City Madhouse over the give me the Motor City Madhouse over the Carolina Hurricanes. Oh wait, Carolina Panthers. I'm sorry. Give me Detroit. Give me
I
Detroit.
love William.
Hold on. Give me Detroit over Carolina. Give it 20. Let's go with 28-7.
He's calling them the Sabertooth Tigers. 31-20. Love it.
Stupid.
I got Detroit winning this one 28-16, but I see Carolina taking a 13-0 lead to start this game. And they turn around and fail.
Okay.
Wow.
I like that.
Okay. Next game is Tennessee Titans heading to Lucas Oil Stadium to take on the Colts.
Oh, this is tough.
Close game, in my
Kevin.
opinion. Colts 17, Tennessee 14 on that one.
Very hijacker. Very similar score I have. I actually have it 17-13.
Okay.
Colts.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, this one will actually see the actual season debut of one Mr. Jonathan Taylor.
Yep.
He'll be coming back from the PUP list. And Kevin has the Colts winning 20-19.
Ooh, that's a good score.
Good score.
That's
I
a
like
good
that.
score, but mine's going to be even better. 21-20.
Who
Okay.
you got? Colts?
Yep.
All right.
This is tough. Man, this is tough. Man. You know what? I'm going to roll the dice. I'm going to go with Tennessee in a close one. I'm going to go Tennessee 20-17.
Ooh, okay. You're going against the grain here.
All right. Did William give his score, Steven?
He did.
Okay.
He has the Titans 17-10.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right. This is going to be a massacre. The football giants, New York football giants, going to Miami to take on the Dolphins.
Okay. I'm calling it right now. My first shutout of the regular season. No mercy for you pitiful Giants fans. I'm going to go with the Miami Dolphins 35-0.
Give me Miami Dolphins. give me Miami Dolphins 41-3.
All
Tua's
right,
gonna have his
give me the
best game
Dolphins in this
in
one.
the game.
Hey, give me the Dolphins in this one. I'm going 45-6, and Kevin is going the Dolphins over the New York Football Garbage Cans 34-12.
Yes!
I got the Dolphins on this one, 31-17. Giants will get a couple touchdowns in there.
Oh, William.
Garbage.
William. What the hell is this score? He's got the Dolphins 45-2.
What?
We're just being
Dang.
too generous
Boy.
there, sir.
What are you going to get, a safety?
I guess they're going to give them a safety on the house.
I guess so.
I'm sorry, that score is more whacked out than Britney Spears on TikTok.
Oh, God.
Hijacker's like, okay. He's like front row when I tell a joke.
Yeah, dead.
Anyways, New England at home against the Saints is the next game.
Ooh.
All right, check out this score for Kevin. This one is odd. And when I say odd, I mean odd. He's going the Aints over the Deflatriots 16-11.
Oh my God.
The Flatriots.
I almost spit out my drink when he said.
Hey, I was going to say, hey, and if you have children right now, please close their ears because we know now 100% Steven spits and doesn't swallow.
I almost spit out my drink.
Oh, no.
There you go. Thank you very much. Give me the Saints. Give me the Saints in this one. It's going to be 17-14.
All right. I got the Saints in a field goal fest, win in overtime, 9-6.
Oh my
Good God.
I am going to go with the Saints in a low scoring affair. I am going to go with the Saints 16-14.
My score is literally almost identical to yours, Steven. 17-14 Saints.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, and you said Saints, right?
Yes. William has the Saints as well, 26-13.
Okay. All right. Next game is Baltimore Ravens taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh.
I love it.
Oh, Steven, you're going to love this one. This was the one I almost died laughing for. Kevin has the Ravens over Matt Canada's vanilla offense 30-3.
Urinating Trey would be so happy when they hear about that one.
Yikes. Give me Baltimore. Give me Baltimore 26-17.
Give me Baltimore. I'm gonna go Baltimore 28-14.
Okay.
I got Baltimore 21-10.
All right, I got the Ravens in this one as well. I'm going 24-9.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. William, has he posted anything yet?
Yes, he's got. He's calling the Ravens the Nevermores. 30 to I think he meant 30-21.
I think so. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
He meant 30-21. Okay.
I was gonna say, because if they were losing, I would have called them the Baltimore Pigeons.
Oh gosh.
But they're not. They're
That's good.
They're kicking ass, so whatever.
That's good.
First
At least
405.
they're not turning into a flock of seagulls.
Oh, I would run so far away. Anyways, 405 game, first one. Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Arizona Cardinals in the desert.
All right. Kevin actually has the Cardinals winning this one. He's going 23. He's going 23-17.
Okay.
But I gotta put faith in Joe Burrow. I mean, yes, Joe Burrow has not had the best year to start out, but I gotta go with the Bengals in this one. I do think it's gonna be close, though. I'm gonna go with the Bengals 26-20.
I'm gonna go with the Bengals. Also in a close one, I'm gonna go with the Bengals. 24-20.
Same score, Steven.
Okay. Nice.
He's calling them the toss-up Redbirds.
Oh God.
23-14. Wow, he's got the Cardinals.
Wow.
Wow.
I got Cincinnati 16-13 in the desert.
Ooh.
All right. Next game is the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Rams in LA.
I love Philadelphia in this one. I'm gonna go Philadelphia. I'm going to go 31-23.
34-21 Philly.
All right. Kevin is going the Eagles over the Rams 27-22.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go with the Eagles as well. Give me the Eagles to stay undefeated, unfortunately, because I would like to see them lose at least once very, very soon. But give me the Eagles in this one. I'm going to go 31-21.
And Williams got Philadelphia, but he didn't give a score yet. Now he did. He's calling him Balboa. 31-17. Go ahead, Mike.
And I got the Eagles 29-19 in this one.
Ooh. Kind of an odd score.
Oh, not score from an odd man. That's the way it is.
Yep.
But next one is the Jets Jets taking on the Denver Walmart Great Value Broncos.
Thank God in heaven this is not the Thursday night football game. Oh,
who are also part of the Sam's Club organization. Oh wait.
Thought it was Make-A-Wish. Let's get a win.
John Cena sponsoring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you can't see him.
Yep.
All right. Well, with the showdown, the Jets gave the Chiefs this past Sunday night. I got the Jets winning this one 27-13.
Believe it or not, I think this one might be a tough one to pick.
It's just kind of a hard one because you don't know which team between these two you're going to get.
By the way, Steven, you like you said, there's only one man who can ref this game.
Who would that be?
Oh,
We got it. 10-3. William has the Jets.
10-3. I'm
Wow.
sorry, that's out of realm. I'm gonna go with the Jets. I'm gonna go with this one. 21, Denver 10. And that's also the percentage they get discounted at all Walmart and Sam's Club locations.
Believe it or not, I am actually going to go with the Broncos in this one.
Yeah.
I'm actually going the Broncos. I think they're going to do just enough to squeak out a win. Give me the Broncos on a game-winning field goal, 19-17.
You know what? I like the odd score, but I'm going to go opposite. I'm going to go with the Jets. I'm going to go with the Jets 20-18.
Okay.
All right, next game is the Kansas City Chiefs going to Minnesota to take on the Vikings.
Minnesota.
All right. I never gave Kevin's score. He went with the Jets in this one, 24-14, and he's going with the Chiefs over the Vikings.
Well, Steven, allow me, Jesse the Body Ventura, to give you the score for this game. I am being the former governor of Minnesota. I'm going to give you the score of the Kansas City Chiefs winning 26-20, and that's the way it's gonna go.
There it is.
All right.
The governor has spoken.
Kevin's going with the Chiefs. He's going with the Chiefs, 32-28.
Wow, that's an odd score.
By the way, that was my first impression ever to do a score.
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. I'm gonna go with
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
What's up, brother?
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs, 30-24.
All right.
I got the Chiefs 35-16.
Okay.
And maybe they'll start snowing. Maybe they'll start snowing that game. Who knows?
Who knows? William has the Chiefs 31-10.
Well,
All right,
it's
I'm gonna
also
go with
time at Tony Khan's office. Oh, did I say that?
Yep, I believe you did. But I'm gonna go with the Chiefs with almost a very similar score to Hijackers. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs 35-19.
Okay.
They say it's always sunny in Philadelphia. It's always snowy in Jacksonville if you're Tony Khan.
Yep.
No pun intended, but you think you know him?
But anyways, this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a battle right here.
Monday Night Football.
Monday Night Football. The Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin
war.
is going with the Niners in this one. He's going 28-26 over the Cowgirls.
Give me
go ahead, Steven.
Give me Brock Purdy and Run CMC and San Francisco, or as Hijacker would say, the Santa Clara 49ers to beat the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to go San Francisco. I'm going to go 31-17. And Dak will throw a pick six in this game.
Give me the 49ers. Give me the 49ers in this one. It is going to be 28-24 with, like you said, Dak throwing a pick six at the end of the game to lose it all.
He's calling San Francisco the Gold Diggers. 28-21.
Give me the 49ers in this one. I'm going to go 35-30.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to say no. Cowboys 28-24. They're taking down fucking Brock Purdy for his first loss. He's throwing 3 picks, 1 for a touchdown. Dallas Cowboys 28-24.
Hey,
Hijacker
wow.
throwing down the gauntlet. Wow.
Wow.
This is HJM talking, motherfuckers.
Yeah. Love the venom.
Yeah.
All right.
Hashtag
Finally.
sell the team.
Yep, hashtag sell the and finally, to kick it all off, the end of the week, it is Monday Night Football. It is the Green Bay Packers traveling to Vegas to take on the Raiders at Allegiant Stadium. And as much as I hate these cheese-hugging sons of bitches from Green Bay who charge you an extra fee to buy anything out of that fucking state, give me Green Bay. Give me Jordan Love to have another good game. I'm going to go Green Bay 27 to 27-13.
All right. I'm going to say Kevin score for last because you guys ain't going to believe it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, what's your score then, Joey?
But I'm going to go with the Packers in this one. I'm going to go 26-10.
I'm going to go with Green Bay in this one as well. I'm going to go Green Bay 27-13.
All right.
I'll take Green
Williams.
Bay. Oh, go ahead.
Williams got the Raiders in an upset, 21-17.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, hijacker.
Go ahead, Mike.
I got Green Bay 21-14 over Las Vegas Dumpster Fires.
Dumpster fires.
We
All right.
will see the head coach enter the hot seat era after this Sunday's game or Monday night's game.
Yep, and you guys ready for Kevin's score? You guys
Yes.
ain't gonna believe this. He has got the Packers over the Raiders 23-5.
What?
23-5.
Another safety, huh?
I know Kevin just recently had his teeth done, but is he still on an anesthetic? But
Good one, William. A blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
absolutely. Well, I'm glad everybody got.
That's the truth.
All
Or an
right,
acorn. Yeah.
the picks are official, and that is it for the week. Hijacker, I know you got to get going here in a few. What do you have to get going here in just a minute?
Yeah, I got to get in the lounge and start the
Okay.
shift here in about 15 minutes.
Oh, okay. So you got to look.
So-
So, do you have to get in?
No, I'm
now?
gonna jump. Yeah, I'm getting ready to jump off now because I got to go in. and
Hijacker, anything
check
you
some
want to
stuff.
promote? Anything you want to promote before you take off?
Just like the normal, I'm hoping to get back into Nation Night Fights, the boxing report soon, hopefully, if I can get some time to watch it. Like I said, my new cigar review that came out a few hours ago, Pappy Van Winkle's barrel fermented cigar, Toro size, is up now for everybody smoking the Bay. Other than that, you guys have a good rest of the show, and thanks for allowing me to join y'all for the picks this week. And let's see how lucky we are come next Tuesday.
Yep.
All right, man. Hijacker, thank you for joining us, buddy, and we will see you next time, my friend.
All right, guys, have a good
All
one. I'll
right,
catch up with
hijacker.
you.
Peace out, bro.
Later, bro.
All right, guys. Peace.
Peace. Another great set of picks. Thank you, Hijacker, once again for joining us this week, as always. But it's let's see. Outside of that, I think we've pretty much covered everything in the world of sports this week. I mean, outside of course, we got baseball going on right now. Obviously, wild card.
Yeah, the baseball postseason started today.
Yes, it did, and Looking at the scores right now, we got the Twins have snapped the Twins have snapped their 18-game losing streak.
Yeah, they grabbed their first playoff win since the American League Divisional Series Game 1 back in 2004 with a convincing 3-1 win over the Blue Jays earlier. The Rangers, surprisingly, shut out the Tampa Bay Rays on their home field 4-0. And going into the top of the fifth right now, we have the Diamondbacks on top 4-3 over the Brew Crew. And then we have a scoreless game right now between the Marlins and the Phillies going into the bottom of the third inning.
Hey, Joey, real quick, do you want to give us a couple of predictions on who you're going to think is going to win those wildcard games?
Absolutely. I will admit, I was surprised that Tampa Bay put up an absolute goose egg in their home debut for the playoffs this year. I do think it's going to be tough now for the Rays to come back and actually win this series. Because this series could end tomorrow night when all these same 4 games will take place tomorrow for Game 2 of their respective divisional series. So I'm going to go... You know what? I think the Rays are going to come from behind to topple the Rangers. I think the Rays are going to take the next 2 games to win the series. I do think the Twins are going to finish off the Blue Jays tomorrow and move on to their next series. I believe they will be facing the Texas. No, they will be facing, oh gosh, let me think. The Houston Astros. The Astros in the next round.
Okay.
And on the National League side of things, I hate to go against Arizona because they've been a great team off and on this season. But I'm going to go with the Brew Crew to win this one.
Okay.
And then, as much as it pains me to say, my heart is saying the Marlins because I want to see the Marlins win. But my gut is saying the Phillies. So I think the Phillies are going to take the Marlins and move on to the next round.
All right. Good picks from Joey here, and we'll definitely be keeping an eye on the MLB postseason. Of course, wildcard action started today. Playoffs hopefully will start within the next couple of days. Obviously, next week, AEW will be preempted by MLB playoff action because of that reason. So they'll be moving to Tuesday instead. We got that going on. Of course, we have all the NFL stuff going on. NFL Week 5 coming up. We've got, of course, basketball getting ready to start here shortly as well. Oh, man, sports are cooking all around, man. And we got a lot to talk about coming up over these next few weeks. Real quick, also, I want to remind everybody that, yes, we will be having a show on Halloween night. Usually on holidays and stuff, we try not to do a show. But since there'll be some people maybe not trick-or-treating or not handing out candy, we will definitely be on the show. I, of course, will be on a little bit later as I've got to hand out candy to kids as my sister and my mother will be trick-or-treating, so I got to do that for her. But we will be on, and we will be in costume. Stevens will be easy. He could just hold a pair of drumsticks and be Dave Grohl.
Yes.
Joey's can be easy. He can be another disappointed Alabama fan when they don't make the college football playoffs.
Screw you.
Alabama's just getting kicked tonight, ain't it?
It's definitely not a sweet home.
Speaking of college football, real quick, I don't want to delve too much into it because we only got a few minutes left. But some pretty good games this past week. I watched a little bit of some stuff. I don't watch a lot of college football, but there were some pretty good games this past week. Notre Dame bouncing back after that loss from last week. They won this week. So A few other games I think I saw. I think I saw the Florida. I think it was Florida and who was it? Florida took on somebody.
They took on Kentucky and they got their butts absolutely tore up.
Oh yeah. That was the game. That was the game I did watch. Was 33.
Yeah, 33-14.
Yeah, 33-14, and then so yeah, that's the one game I did see. But yeah, there was some great games this weekend of college football too as well. If you're a fan of that, of course, tune into your local stations to see that for all the games you want this week. But anything else you guys want to talk about before we wrap up the show today?
Think I'm good.
I think I'm good.
All right. Final thoughts. Joey, you're up, my friend.
Or actually, real quick before you, I do want to mention this. How awesome was it? What was it on Sunday with Adam Copeland debuting for AEW?
Yes.
Oh damn, dude. Oh yeah, it was great, man. It was a great time. Got to appear with his own theme music and everything, man. It was a great moment for Adam, great moment for the fans. There is one thing I did forget to mention, and I mean, how could I miss this? And we've had two unfortunate passings this past week. We got to talk about Tim Wakefield, legendary player in the MLB world, has passed away, unfortunately, succumbing to brain cancer. That was recently not supposed to be, but recently was revealed by his former teammate Kurt Schilling on Kurt Schilling's podcast. But Tim, unfortunately, lost his battle with cancer. I believe he was only in his 50s, if I'm not mistaken.
He was 57.
57 years old. And in the football world, the Bills, I believe it is, New England Patriots unfortunately lost former New England's tight end and former WrestleMania 2 Battle Royal performer, Russ Francis. Russ Francis passed away.
He got in a plane crash, I believe it was, if I'm not mistaken.
He was definitely an aviator, and he died, unfortunately, in the thing he loved most, a plane. And died at the age of, I believe it was 80 years old. So, condolences to the family, friends of both Tim Wakefield and Russ Francis. Two unfortunate passings this week in the world of sports, so we definitely got to talk about that. So I wanted to get that out there.
Russ Francis, he was 80 years old on the dot.
All right. Definitely the stuff for this weekend, wrestling-wise. Wrestle Dream, Takeover, No Mercy was great. Obviously, the fallout is this week, so we're going to hear more. Obviously, Adam Copeland is going to be on. I was going to be on both shows this week, Dynamite and Collision. He'll be on both, and of course, we'll hear more. And of course, right now is the fallout from No Mercy from this weekend. Of course, Becky is going to take on is going to face Indy Hartwell tonight, so it's going to be interesting on that. The man coming back to NXT again, but outside of that,
I do want to point out real quick, I think there's a very interesting matchup tonight based upon what Rhea Ripley said last night on Raw. There's going to be a rematch for the NXT North American Championship between Trick Williams and Dirty Dom, and apparently the word is that if Dominic does not win back the North American title, Rhea Ripley told him not to come home. So one can only tell what that's going to mean.
He's not coming home. That's about it.
Yeah.
But, very interesting on that front. Also, I think that's about it. Joey, your final thoughts before we wrap it up.
Once again, another great show with you guys. Hate that we couldn't have Kevin on the show tonight, but dealing with the family matter. Family is always more important than anything right now. So hopefully everything goes good for Kevin. Hope to see him back next week. But amazing show with you guys. Great job on the NFL highlights. A little bit of MLB postseason coverage. we'll more likely be getting more into depth with baseball postseason coverage next week, as well as we'll be counting down the days until the NBA regular season gets underway. So, in the meantime, enjoy the football, enjoy the sports wherever you are, and I'm also going to be enjoying a little time away for my wife and myself because on Friday and throughout the weekend we're going to be relaxing in Wilmington. So we're going to have a great time. We're going to just get away for a day or two and just really enjoy ourselves. So
That's awesome.
yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Yep, absolutely, man. Everybody needs some time away to do some things, and obviously we'll all be taking our respective times off from the show coming up with the holidays, family time, a lot of things going on. And, never know what's going to go down with us. So keep an eye out for any changes in the schedule. Keep an eye out for any changes in personnel.
That's right.
For the week on our Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Please keep an eye on that. Steven, your final thoughts, brother.
Great show with you guys. Great having Hijacker on, giving his NFL scores for week 5. And thank you, William, for giving your predictions again. And thank you, Randy, for taking the time out of your day to scream out to the entire World Wide Web that Josh McDaniels needs to be fired. And shout outs to Big T in the chat. And yes, Big T, we did not take it so hard on your Panthers. And Brian, shout outs to you in the chat, being in the chat tonight, going, ready for your Astros to make a run again, possibly going to another World Series, and we'll see what happens with that. And with the MLB playoffs getting underway today and the divisional series getting underway next week. And and with that being said, great show with you guys. And also hope everybody out there that is traveling or that lives in the Southern California region this weekend, hopefully everybody has a phenomenal time at the Power Trip Festival, headlined by Iron Maiden, Guns N' Roses on Friday, and Saturday, Judas Priest and the mighty AC/DC, and then Sunday with Tool and Metallica. And hopefully everybody has a great time this weekend. Enjoy all the bands this weekend, and hopefully it's ran properly and it's a giant success. And it's a hell of a build. And looking forward to next week's show. And I will be here with you guys on my birthday. So, I will not be missing this. I will make my birthday plans to be for Monday so I can be here with you guys. And, it's going to be fun doing the show and be on here with you guys and recapping all of the insane weekend in the NFL and looking forward to next week's show. And, real quick, you can follow us on Twitter at ON_sports show, Facebook.com/Nation Sports Show, and where we are live on YouTube on every Tuesday, most of the times, and sometimes Wednesdays, depends on our schedules, at YouTube.com/Nation Sports Show. And don't forget to follow the Nation's Corner on Twitter at Nation's Corner. Everywhere it's on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, it is at the Nation's Corner. And check out the crew this Saturday as they recap the fallout from NXT No Mercy and AEW Wrestle Dream, and also all of the action from WWE, Impact Wrestling, AEW, the whole 9 yards. And with that being said, as I wrap this up, my friend.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. Thank you to my crew this week, as always. You guys do awesome work. Thank you to Hijacker Mike. Of course, we got everything in that we needed to get in, the picks, NFL, MLB, NBA news, of course. We got it. We talked about what we needed to talk about, and it was a great time as always, man. I love doing this show. You guys rock. Thank you, guys. Thank you to everybody watching, whether you're watching live now or whether you watch on demand. We appreciate it. Please leave a comment. We'd love to hear you guys' response. We'd love to get feedback from you guys and hear what you guys want to do. If you guys want us to cover more on a certain subject, we'll definitely do that. We'll definitely get into that. But also, don't forget to also real quick plug too. Of course, every week, like we plug, Mission Pro Wrestling. Mission Pro Wrestling Thriller coming up here in a couple weeks, October 21st. If you're in the San Antonio area, get tickets at missionprowrestling.com, or you can go watch it on Title Match Network for $9.99 a month. You get every event plus several other wrestling shows every month for only that price of $9.99 a month, including all Mission Pro shows, past, present, and future. Of course, we got Maya World versus Izzy Moreno. Tiffany Nieves defending the Mission Pro title against Christina Marie. The Open Casket Challenge, JP Harlow versus Black Swan. Also, also the rest of the card available on MissionProWrestling.com and all their socials too. So please follow them and give them a like. So if you love great performance, you love great women's wrestling, great professional wrestling in general, please like that. And sponsorships are available too. Email at missionprowrestling@gmail.com if you want to sponsor either one of the performers, or if you want to sponsor the show with your brand. And you can get the details and the prices and all that on with that email. So definitely do that. But with that being said, for Kevin Rory, for Randy Gyron, for Joey Thornton, and for Big Stevie, I am Ezra Vickery, and we will see you right here next week for another great edition of our Nation's Sports Show. Take care, everybody. Have a great week, and we will see you all next Tuesday. Sports talk beyond the goal line and beyond the end court. We'll see you next time. Have a great week, everybody.
Turn me up. Turn me up.